So we got a brand new trailer, or rather commercial, for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. This one's about 58 seconds long. We're going to check out what is new in here. We got some new gameplay tidbits for you guys in this trailer. This one I actually seen before. It was leaked over on Reddit like about a week and a half ago, roughly. I actually talked about it a little bit in a previous video, but I wasn't able to show you guys because it wasn't officially out yet. But now it is, so we can go ahead and dissect it and all that good stuff. So if you enjoyed this one, stick around for more. Obviously, Lord willing, all goes as planned. We're going to be covering a lot of Tears of the Kingdom when it comes out, you know, playthrough live streams, and then of course a bunch of guides like we did with Breath of the Wild, which I think a lot of you guys came from. Excuse me. So first things first, in the very beginning of this, we see Link soaring in the reflection of this person's glasses. There's not really a whole lot going on there. There's not really much to really say about the audio. You can check it out if you want to. I will say that you can hold R to accelerate how fast you drop. You push X to glide, little things like that. But what I really like about this shot here is we're getting a bit of a better shot of Hyrule Castle in its levitated state. And this is probably the best shot we got. So I am going to spend a tiny bit extra time on this shot as opposed to the rest of them, because this is very intriguing. There's actually more to this than you may realize. First of all, we have the little kind of Sheikah tower right here. You see the little blue symbol there. It looks a little bit different, I think, than it did in Breath of the Wild, if I recall correctly. I can't make out this. I think that's a stable. I think, but it's really hard to see because, again, this is only in 1080p. They don't have any other higher quality. So that's that. Now, what I do love about this shot is, like I said, the fact that Hyrule's levitating. This is the first time we see it. So we can see a little bit better of like kind of the bottom. So the bottom of the castle still seems to be there, while as the top chunk of the castle is completely levitated off the ground. So, you know, we can see that it's actually hovering, and then we can see that, you know, there's kind of something down below. So assumingly, I would assume that, like, again, this is an assumption. I just said that like pretty much 3 different ways. But when Hyrule Castle comes up, there's something going on down here, right? I think maybe what triggers Link and Zelda to go ahead and kind of investigate, you know, in the trailers, some of the first trailers we ever seen, is maybe this. And maybe where they go to investigate is down below Hyrule Castle, where they find that skeleton, which ends up reviving. Something happens to Zelda. Link and Zelda get separated. Link's arm goes all crazy. Whatever happens there, he ends up getting Zonai technology, and then we go on our adventure. That's my guess. I could be very wrong, but that's my guess. Either way, I think this is the best shot we've gotten so far of Hyrule Castle in this state. We've seen it, like, I think pre-levitated state in a couple shots. You know, some of the chambers I think we've seen and whatnot, but we haven't really seen it this close, mostly from a distance. So I really like that very much. Now this is interesting. They're all talking about, like, well, how do we do this, right? There's like this rail cart, and they end up just falling off. And again, when they fall off, you can see again, there's the dive, right? So you push R to dive, and then if you want to accelerate, I guess you hold R afterwards after that. So there is that. They only have 3 hearts, by the way. Oh, you know what? 4 hearts over here. Yeah, so this seems to be a little bit later, obviously. It still doesn't debunk my whole, you know, story and theory that I just came up with, because I don't think this scene is at the beginning of the game. Obviously, I just think that we, you know, the whole thing that sparks the game is going to investigate whatever's going on there. Anyways, excuse me. So they fall off the rail. They're playing. They're going to head to what is it called again? I can't remember what this is called. Ultra Hand or whatever. They're going to create that flying device that has like the flight stick and all that on there. You can see there's a bunch of different, you know, pieces and materials here to kind of craft together and whatnot. We've already seen how to do this, but just for the sake of, you know, reiterating it, we can see that we move forward and back with the up and left D-pad. Excuse me, I kind of like burped internally there. We rotate it with the R button, and then we can cancel with B and then attach it with A. So we got a little bit better idea of the buttons there. Again, they have 4 hearts here. And beyond that, I don't think there's a whole lot going on that I can notice. Again, if I miss anything, let me know. I'm a human, okay? I'm a human that misses things. You know, I don't have a perfect eye. I do find this kind of interesting. Perfect rock of circles. Haven't we seen that in Breath of the Wild? You guys gotta understand, it's been a minute since I played through Breath of the Wild, so you know, I do my best, okay? I do my best. My brain only holds so much information. You guys are there to fill in the blanks if I miss anything or say anything stupid, which is pretty often. So at this point, here's what's interesting. They've figured out a way to go along this rail, but they're doing it in a way that isn't working properly because there's a big gap, right? So what ends up happening is, boom, they fall off. And it's like, no, that doesn't work. We also see the dragon, which is confirmed, and I mentioned this in the other video, that it's called the Flame Gleeok, right? Which we've seen these as early as, what was it, like The Legend of Zelda 2, Adventures of Link, I believe, way back then. So those are super old school. Again, if you want to hear the dialogue, there's not really much. There's kind of like backseat gaming when there's more than one person, or someone's like, oh, I gotta figure a way how to like go through this rail system. There's nothing really significant for the purpose of this video. So that's why I'm not playing the audio. Anyways, like here, they're like, quick, there's bokoblins, go up. And then Link just goes up and there's another bokoblin there, which is really cool. And I think he said, what? Oh yeah, he's like, what's that? Which I think is everybody's reaction. I think that was I'm still wondering, what is that? I think he said, watch this. Yeah, he did. He said, watch this. This is, I don't know if you remember, but I mentioned this. Okay, we got a couple things in here that is extremely significant, okay? First of all, if you go back and watch my previous video where we dissected some of the other gameplay from some of the Japanese trailers, I talked about this little kind of glowy, flowery egg thing that sprouted up in one of the scenes. So what happens in this scene is that it's completely pitch black, right? It says select material to attach. So when you're holding your bow, you can push up on the D-pad, and I guess that's how Mr. Aonuma in the gameplay, he selected, like, let's say one of those, what are they called? Oh my goodness, Keeves eyeball? Whatever, those eyeballs from the bats. He equipped it, attached it to an arrow to make a different kind of arrow, which in that case was a homing arrow, right? It followed its target. So anyways, that's what that's about. So he just shoots it. How does he know it's there? Let's see. Do we really see? I don't know that whoops. I don't know that we really see how it's there. Wait, someone told me how to do this frame by frame. There we go. There we go. Shout out to the person who told me how to do this. Now, he does have something attached. Oh, you know what it is, actually? He's not shooting a plant. He has the plant attached to his arrow. So I guess you can actually harvest these plants as materials, the plants that come out with like that little kind of egg, glowy egg looking thing. So I guess what he's doing is he's actually attaching it to the tree. Because if we go frame by frame, watch, he shoots it, and as it hits the wall, it like sprouts out of the wall and creates that orb. You see? Also worth noting, look at the top left corner, okay? There's like the shield, the apple, and the bow and arrow, right? All that white imagery. Look at it very closely. As he puts his bow away, it switches to a sword. So I guess you push right on the D-pad to switch, easily switch between your weapons. Up on the D-pad for your health, left on the D-pad for your shield. I think it was similar in Breath of the Wild, wasn't it? Anyways, what I find interesting though, beyond that, is the top left corner, there's what seems to be an image of like possibly the Master Sword. It's kind of hard to make out. It's very small. With some kind of glowing behind it. And you push L. What does that mean? I don't know. Actually, you know what? No, it's one of the abilities, right? Because all the abilities are linked to the L button. So is it something that like you can like, use your sword as a torch? That doesn't really make sense to me. I don't think that makes sense. I don't know. If you have any ideas, let me know. Anyways, I just wanted to point that out in case you guys missed that imagery, because definitely very, very interesting. 6:30 in the morning in game. And then we got this here. I don't know what's going on here. It looks like some kind of like, it almost looks like one of those like giant like an amber, where something's like infused or fossilized inside. It looks like something like that, or some kind of weird creepy egg. Hold on here, let's go back a frame here because I want to see a better shot. I mean, that don't really look like a tree. It almost looks like it has scales on it, which is kind of weird. These trees look like they have like peacock feathers on it. Peacock trees, I don't know, man. It's kind of interesting. And there's something hanging right there to kind of, it's like greenish, almost looks like Zonai-esque. Could this be one of those Zonai shrines? Could that be? Because like, look, we don't really have anything going on this map down here, right? Nothing's going on the map. So could this be a shrine? And this is where you get whatever it would be instead of like the tiers, not the tiers. What were they called? For the orbs. That's it. The Sheikah orbs, not the tiers, the orbs. Sorry, man. It's been a minute. Maybe it replaces Sheikah orbs. I could be completely wrong about that. I have no idea. You guys let me know if you think I'm right or wrong. Okay. This one's interesting. Like, look at this. Suddenly, I don't know how this, oh, okay, I know how this works. I know exactly how this works. To cross the gap, previously they only had the single cart, but because they have a double cart now, the back of the cart is still going to be on the double rail, while the front of the cart is going over the gap. And so by the time the front of the cart gets over to the makes its way back to the double rail, it's not going to tip over. So that is how they solved that solution. I just figured that out in my head. That was really cool. I feel smart now. So that's how they did that. I'm glad we figured that out. She's excited. She's like, yes. And then like everybody looks at her like, what are you doing? She's like, sorry, I'm going back to play Zelda. Then we got the rocket scene. We've seen that before. Nothing new there. We got this scene. All these scenes we've seen before. They're just like exactly the same. And then they're just like, The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, available May 12th on the Nintendo Switch. Game system and some accessories sold separately. And that's it. That's pretty much it. So it's called You Can Do What? Yeah, you can do a lot of cool stuff in this trailer. So anyways, let me know what you guys think of this commercial. I dragged this on way too long again. I'm sorry. I got to get better at this. Anyways, I'm excited for the game. I hope you guys are too. Let me know if there's anything I missed. I tried to be as thorough as possible, but as concise as possible. Got to work on the concise part. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Another one. Until then, game on. I'll catch you guys later.